next paper from a Vedic, very senior respected Vedic scholar, Acharya Dr. S. Ramakrishna Sharma ji, who is also a researcher in various aspects of the Shastras. Now I invite Acharya ji to present his paper on Dhyanam as Upasana, a Vedic perspective. Acharya Ramakrishna ji.
Hari Om. Regarding the title, it came to my perception that Vedic perspective, as though it sounds good for researchers, I would put it as Dhyanam as Upasana as per Veda Pramanam. It is Veda Pramanam. And Veda Pramanam cannot be translated as Vedic perspective, though perspective is inclusive. Now coming to Veda Pramanam, well, it is very wrong to consider Vedas as books, as though we have been told that the books of Vedas, the holy books of the East, Max Muller tried to propagate it that way. So Vedas are not books, let us first understand. Vedas as defined by Acharya, it is Vedonama, Ananta Shabda Rashihi, unending series of Shabda, sequential Shabda, sound series. So these sequences of sounds yield different meanings contextually in different contexts, context-specific meanings. So therefore, we have to take care the four aspects, as it were, to understand Veda Pramanam. Within the Vedas themselves, we get what is known as Shruti, as a Shruti Pramana. Then Shruti itself gives Yukti, Shruti Sammata Yukti. Yukti, that is logic, to comprehend the meaning, the logic of the meaning, the context of the meaning, this Shruti Sammata Yukti. And then Shruti tells us the Anubhava. This is the Anubhava. And what is that Anubhava? To comprehend the Anubhava, we should have a Drishtanta. Shruti also gives the Drishtanta. Contemporarily, if we have a Drishtanta in front of us, that here is a Mahatma, look at him and we can comprehend the gunas that are, sadhaka gunas that are there, and which I should imbibe in myself. So this is the composite way of comprehending Veda Pramanam, that is Shruti, Shruti Sammata Yukti, and Anubhava and Drishtanta. Keeping these four in mind, I, as a sadhaka, not a practitioner, sadhana is not practice, because sadhana and sadhaka bring a lot of things in ambience which the word practice and practitioner need not bring, will not bring actually. So then, instead of calling me a practitioner, if I take myself as a sadhaka, that will be according to the Shastra Sammata Yukti. My sadhana makes me a sadhaka. So therefore, Adhikari, Sambandha, Vishaya, and Prayojanam. These four aspects every sadhaka must be aware of. So then, am I an Adhikari? In the context of Dhyanam, am I an Adhikari for Dhyanam? And what is the Prayojanam of Dhyanam for me? And what is the Vishaya of Dhyanam? And then Sambandha, my connection to the Vishaya, my connection to the Prayojana. So this is Adhikari, Sambandha, Vishaya, and Prayojana regarding Dhyanam. Now coming to Upasana and Dhyanam. Upasana is a very generic term in which Dhyanam is included. The Vedas, for the purpose of study, we classify as Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. In Upasana Kanda, even though today we don't have much resources regarding the specific Upasanas which are mentioned in Upasana Kanda, we have in fact in Upasana three aspects. One is the Pujanam, and next is Japaha, and the third is Chintanam. These are the three levels of Upasana involving all the organs of perception and action pujanam. In puja, all organs of actions are involved, or organs of perception are involved, I mean major, using the hands, using the Vagindriya and all that. So this is pujanam. This pujanam prepares for the next level of sadhana, that is japaha. So after performing the puja, now those who are listening may ask, what puja? It depends upon one's parampara. One who is a sadhaka should know one's parampara. One's guru parampara will tell what is the parampara actually of the puja that is to be pursued in sadhana. And here, bringing into the context Adi Shankara's Panchayatana Puja Paddhati, Adityam, Ambikam, Vishnum, Gananatham, Maheshwaram. These are the 5 devatas involved in the Panchayatana Puja Paddhati. And again, if one happens to have Aditya as Ishta Devata, then Aditya Kendrita Panchayatana. And if it is Devi, then Durga Kendrita, Amba Kendrita Panchayatana. And if it is Vishnu, Vishnu Kendrita. Like that, there are 5 sets of Panchayatana. So these ayatanas, these abodes of worship, like Saligrama and Shivalinga, and this is a must for a sadhaka for the reason that it helps to achieve the required shuddhi for dhyana. So then it is very clear that without shuddhi, chitta shuddhi, trikarana shuddhi, it is not possible to attain the sadhya for which the sadhana is meant in the spiritual domain. So sadhya sadhana viveka is needed, and sadhaka vivechana is needed, sadhana vivechana is needed. With all this clarity, then when one performs the japa, it becomes japa karma. So puja karma, and after that japa karma, then comes chintanam. Now please note that we have the expression puja karma, we have the expression japa karma, but there is no dhyana karma. Dhyanam, that's all. Dhyanam is not a karma, because in this context, let us define Dhyanam in broadest way, broadest sense. Dhyanam is manasa vyaparaha. But this should not be translated as mental activity, because it is not mind as we use it in the English context. It is the antakarana. The eyes, ears, and the tongue and the hands, these are bahya karana, indriyas that are external, physical. With reference to this bahya karana, we have what is known as the antakarana. This antakarana, the inner instrument of perception and inner instrument which drives action, this antakarana has got 4 aspects. And these 4 aspects are to be understood from the standpoint of Shastra and also from the standpoint of Anubhava. My antakarana, what is my Anubhava of my antakarana? For which we have procedures and processes to follow in the sadhana, which is not the context for the present presentation. But then briefly, antakarana is part of Sukshma Sharira. So I must become familiar with my Sukshma Sharira, and for which to enter into Dhyanam, which is not an activity or an action, it is not a karma, dhyana karma, it is antakarana vyapara, and this vyapara one can enter into only when one understands very clearly what is it all about. So then, manasa vyapara is not merely a series of thoughts about an object. It is not merely entertaining similar thoughts over a period of time. It is not. Then, what is it actually in experience? Dhyanam in experience, in our day-to-day parlance, we use in Hindi, dhyan se suno, dhyan se dekho. This expression, it involves dhyan. Now, what is that? Attention, we may translate it roughly. but it is an extra prayatna to remove other things from focus and get totally focused. That is dhyana in our laukika expression. But when it comes to the spiritual context of dhyana, then I should know the following things. Number one, as an individual, a vyakti, I have got a history. I have got a reference. I am so and so. My accomplishments, my social status, all these go into my sense of individuality as a vyakti. This is very much necessary on the worldly platform, on the day-to-day life, the material world, the social context. This individuality, the sense of individuality, vyaktitva, is very significant, very important. It has got a value. But when it comes to dhyanam, this very vyaktitvam becomes the impediment. Now, how to eliminate this impediment? Upasana helps in this context, wherein, as it was mentioned by Swamiji, Saguna Brahma Upasana. So Upasana, Saguna Brahma Upasana is elaborately defined as Saguna Brahma Visheka Manasa Vyapara according to the Shastra. Fine. In this context, as a vyakti, I cannot enter into the domain or the field of dhyanam, then I must recognize myself devoid of all my attachments, like my identity, social identity, etc. I must be a vyashti. For me to be vyashti, it is not doing dhyanam, it is being in dhyanam. If it is being in dhyanam, like I cannot say I am sleeping, I am doing sleep. I cannot express while sleeping. Nobody can express in present continuous, I am sleeping. Similarly, dhyanam is such a prayatna where there is no doership involved. I am not doing dhyanam, I am in dhyanam. Dhyana avasthita tadgatena manasa. Dhyana avastha. Like nidra avastha, Sopna avastha, dhyana also is an avastha which one will be able to enter into in the presence of one's guru, one's acharya. When the acharya is in dhyana avastha, the shishya who is in the presence also will enter into dhyana avastha, and it is this which I wanted to emphasize. It is not doing dhyana, it is being in dhyana. So it is the being mode of consciousness which actually functions in the context of dhyanam. During dhyanam, it is not doing dhyanam. I have done dhyanam, I am going to do dhyanam. This is an error, and if this error is not eliminated, dhyanam will not happen. So then, coming to Saguna Brahma Upasana and Nirguna Brahma Upasana, I will conclude in a minute or two by stating that in dhyanam, a very significant stage is that the dhyayam responding to the dhyana. If I am in dhyanam of Mahaganapati as a devata responding to me, the dhyata, the dhyayam responding to me is a very significant stage in dhyana avastha, which will lead the sadhaka further into the deeper levels of dhyanam. And then, in the context of Nirguna Upasana, nothing need to be mentioned, because in the case of Nirguna, it is Nirgata Guna, devoid of Prakriti, and there in Nididhyasanam, unless and until all the doubts are cleared, unless and until all the mala is eliminated from the antakarana, unless and until all the vikshepas are eliminated from the antakarana, Nididhyasana will not culminate in what it is supposed to reveal. Therefore, it is necessary that Saguna Upasana has to be pursued over a period of time to reach the level of Nididhyasanam, which will reveal its fruit, which will be fructified in course of time. Mahata Kalena. Thank you so much for the opportunity given to present my few perceptions on Dhyanam. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you very much, Acharya ji. It was indeed, indeed a very interesting and a new, means, though it was very traditional, the approach was very clear, and the 4 steps of Pujana, Japa, Chintana and Dhyana, this hierarchy was a unique perspective. And also when you said that Dhyaya responding to Dhyata, so this has been documented in Yoga Sutra also. Sthan Upanimantrana, in the 3rd chapter of Yoga Sutra, we see the Sthani will respond to the Dhyata. And also this can also be taken in the in the sense that Yoga eva Upadhyaya. As one progresses in yoga, yoga will lead the practitioner to deeper levels. So similarly, when a practitioner delves deeper into dhyana, so that dhyaya will guide the dhyata into the intended higher levels. So it's very, very interesting, very important perspective. So now when everything has now been categorized as practice, meditation, etc., this dimension of dhyaya responding to dhyata is very important. It's very not much emphasized in the current the meditative and yogic arena. Nagaraj, would like to comment? Come in with a comment.
Yeah, namaste. I have only to share that I got what I expected from Ramakrishna Sharmaji. In fact, actually, he is more into sadhana, he is more into immersion rather than theoretical analysis. As I know him, he conducts immersion experiences and takes people into that experience. Particularly with children, with youngsters, he has conducted many experiments also in taking them into a level of experience. Today I realized how meticulous and rigorous he is in his analysis also. We need more such scholars. We need more such analytical scholars with regard to fields like yoga and dhyana. Please, sir, please keep attending conferences and please keep publishing in this area. Now, Government of India is lucky to have him in one of its panels. He is going to contribute a lot in that aspect also. Thank you very much, sir.